The Real One Team.
Bring your model to life at mcvproducts.com.
What's up, my plastic wrenchers? I got a major project to tell y'all about today, and I wanted to introduce y'all to one of my next projects. This right here is a 1969 Pontiac G.T.O. And this is the Revell kit. The only problem with it is it's a glue bomb, as you can tell. No, I did not build this glue bomb. This was actually a Christmas present to me. Let me explain. 2 years ago, someone hit my truck and I had to take it to a body shop. I was so disgusted by it because I was on my way to Hobby Lobby on Black Friday and 40% off. Long story short, you know how they drive down here in Florida? Somebody tried to cut me off and clip the front of my truck. I was so down about that. When I went to the body shop, the manager, me and him talked about what happened. He said, "Hey, Mr. Cole, don't worry about it. I'm going to get your truck looking brand new. It'll be like it never happened." And he did. When I went to pick my truck up, he said, "Hey, I got something for you. I know you was telling me what happened, and I know you're in the model cars. I got this box for you." Basically, the box came from a estate sale or a estate giveaway, and it was a bunch of built-up kits from one of our fellow model builders who had passed on. This kit right here didn't have any glue on it. Maybe the radiator housing, the radiator. I think this engine, that's straight out the kit. The body definitely wasn't painted. I want to say the interior was, including the chassis and suspension. This will be my first glue bomb I've ever built. I think I want to leave the chassis and the suspension alone. Definitely clean that up. But I have something from the former builder of this car. But everything else, definitely interior. Any other parts look like they've been painted. The spoiler, definitely chrome. The dash has to be stripped. I'm starting all over again. And what I'm going to do to bring this incredible kit back to life, I'm going to be using Kaleido paints. This is the new set, the primary colors. This is actually set B, 24 primary colors. And I'm going to use the majority of this paint to bring this kit back to life. The only thing I might not use from Kaleido, I got a Pontiac paint. I want to paint the block. That's it. But everything else is going to come from Kaleido. And they sent me this, but I actually ordered everything else that you see on the table from Kaleido. Before we get into this box, let me show you what I picked up on my latest order. I got this semi-gloss I want to check out. Bruce has been telling me some great things. Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic-World about this varnish. I got a secret project I got for this. And I use that as a clear coat on the body. Oh, and one more thing. I got to figure out something to do with this glass. Y'all give me some recommendations. It's yellowed a little bit. I broke it trying to get it out. I got that little bit left. I'm not worried about that. I probably put a headliner in there. But how do I clean this glass up? In the comments, let me know. What can I do to get this glass cleaned up? But back to the products. I also picked up a big bottle of their paint thinner. I love this stuff for acrylic paints. And the cleaner. I have yet to find some type of cleaner that can clean out acrylic paints out the airbrush better than this. Hands down. Also, I wish I could remember the video. I'm gonna go through my archives on the previous videos that I watched. And somebody was discussing if you mix a translucent or a candy brown and yellow together, you get a nice gold color. So that's something I want to try out. So I ordered these. But that's for my recent order of Kaleido paints. And let's get into this 24 primary color set. I've already opened it up. Nice box. Here are your 24 colors. These are your glosses. And then you get into your mattes. They also got some wood coloring in there as well. And a rubber black. We're going to discuss that rubber black. But as y'all know, when I do reviews of a product somebody sends me, it has to be organic. So we're going to use it in some real applications to see, can it resurrect this glue bomb? Here's some of the primary colors I'm thinking about using for the body. Got this yellow green. It's gloss. All three of these are glosses. We got an ultramarine. And we have a cobalt violet. Also, we have our rubber black. And I want to test out the matte red. You'll see why in a minute. But let me swing y'all to the paint booth so y'all can see me get these spoons together, and then we're going to discuss these colors. All right, we back. Here's the yellow green we sprayed. This is on the white primer. This is on the gray primer. As you can see, it does have a good shine to it without any clear. This is rough. I went heavy when I was spraying it with the airbrush because I was just testing it out. But so far, I like this green over the white primer. So that's what I would use if I went with this green. Not sure. Beautiful color. Here's the ultramarine blue. Again, my spoons is messed up. Not worried about that. This is over a white primer. I just want to get that color. And this is a little bit smoother. Reason being because the primer was giving me some problems with this. It's actually a Rust-Oleum primer at the bottom of the can, so you know how that goes. And this is a brand new can of the primer. Great primer. So it's just a tad bit darker. If I go with this one, I'm definitely gonna go with the gray primer. And I use automotive primer. These are my scratch primers. For actual body paint, I use automotive primer by Rust-Oleum. Let's get into the cobalt violet. This is over a white spoon. White primer, old white primer. And this is over a gray spoon, the gray primer. So it would be gray primer with the cobalt violet if I decide to use this color. It'd be a gray primer if I use the ultramarine blue. And it'll be the white primer if I use the yellow green. So I haven't decided yet. But one of these colors will be the body color for this 69 Pontiac G.T.O. Now, before we get into the rubber black, let's get on this matte red. I want to show y'all something real quick. This paint can go straight to the airbrush. You can shoot it out the airbrush. But also what I discovered, it's thick enough where you can brush it on. This is a test I did. If I wanted to do a red lip on my rim, I applied this with my trusty toothpick. And real quick, let's do a live test so I can show you what I'm talking about. This paint can be airbrushed and paint brushed on. Seeing is believing. Let's do another rim. This is over black. That's why I say this one for the live test. You know it's got some volume. You can go with this black like this and cover. If I can apply it with a toothpick, you know I can definitely apply it with a brush. Went over a little bit there, nothing major. But that's cool. And like I said, this is the matte. It'll dry like this. So that's a bonus. Just in case you didn't know it, this can be brushed on as well as airbrush. Now, let's discuss this good old rubber black. When I mixed it up well and put it in my water cap here, it actually dries darker than what it looks in the bottle. But what I did to get that real rubber look to it, I did a 5-1 mix. With the matte black. In other words, 5 parts rubber black and 1 part matte black. In other words, 5 drops of this paint, your rubber black, and 1 drop of this paint, the matte black. And that will give you a tire black. This is a 3D printed tire. It's got black primer over it. But this is my 5-1 mix I made to darken up that rubber black. Like I said, it dried pretty dark. But you can see, maybe not as light, but I can tell this is lighter straight out of the bottle, even though it does darken up, than what I came up with. This looks like real rubber. This does as well, but it's just a little bit light. And how I fix that again, 5 parts rubber black, 1 part matte black. And all comes in your set here. So that's how you solve this issue, by making that black, that rubber black, darker into a more realistic rubber for rubber tires. So my tires, whatever rims I decide to use on this car, because it didn't come with wheels and tires, I'll be using this rubber black for the tires. So that's all I got. Thank y'all for checking me out. The next project we got coming up, and this is not unboxing, it's unbagging. But we're going to make it happen, Captain. And we're going to figure out on the first episode, when I do this paint job, what paint I chose, and can it fix this glue bomb? Stay tuned. We got work to do. Let's get to building. One team.
And before you get out of here, don't forget to grab your copy of Master Builder, creating the ultimate model with every build. Link in the description box.